Dubai Marina looks like something from the future. Towering skyscrapers stretch into the clouds. Luxury yachts line the waterfront. Exotic sports cars cruise along perfectly maintained roads. At first glance, it appears to be one of the most successful urban developments ever built. But spend enough time here, and you might notice something strange. Many of the sidewalks are surprisingly quiet. Large sections of the marina feel almost deserted during parts of the day. Hundreds of apartment windows remain dark night after night. Restaurants in prime locations often have plenty of empty tables. For a place that's supposed to be one of the most desirable neighborhoods in the Middle East, the atmosphere can feel unexpectedly calm. Some visitors have even described it as a ghost town hiding behind a glamorous facade. That might sound like an exaggeration, but the question keeps coming up. Why does a district worth billions of dollars sometimes feel so empty? The answer is more complicated than most people realize. Dubai Marina wasn't built as an ordinary neighborhood. It was designed as a global destination, attracting investors, tourists, and wealthy buyers from around the world. Unlike traditional cities where most homes are occupied year-round, many properties here serve a completely different purpose. Some apartments are vacation homes. Others are investment assets. Some owners visit only a few weeks each year. As a result, ownership doesn't always mean occupancy. And that distinction may explain why one of the most famous waterfront developments on Earth often feels far quieter than its spectacular skyline suggests. Today, we're uncovering the reality behind Dubai Marina and exploring whether this billion-dollar district is truly empty, or if there's another story hidden beneath the surface. To understand why Dubai Marina can sometimes feel empty, we need to go back to the beginning. Before the glass towers, luxury apartments, and waterfront promenades existed, this area was little more than a stretch of undeveloped coastline. Then came one of the most ambitious urban projects in modern history. Developers envisioned an entirely new city rising from the desert, centered around a massive artificial marina that would attract residents and investors from across the globe. Billions of dollars poured into construction. Tower cranes dominated the skyline for years. One residential skyscraper after another appeared along the waterfront. The project quickly became a symbol of Dubai's extraordinary growth. As the buildings rose higher, so did demand. Investors from Europe, Asia, Russia, and the Middle East rushed to secure apartments in what many believed would become one of the world's most valuable real estate markets. Prices climbed rapidly. New developments sold out before construction was even completed. Everything seemed unstoppable. But hidden beneath the success was a trend that would eventually shape the character of the entire district. Many buyers were not purchasing homes to live in. They were purchasing assets. For countless investors, owning an apartment in Dubai Marina was similar to owning stocks, gold, or commercial property. The goal wasn't necessarily to move in. The goal was long-term appreciation and financial security. As more units were purchased by overseas investors, a unique situation began to emerge. Buildings filled with owners but not always with residents. Apartments changed hands without ever becoming permanent homes. And slowly, the gap between ownership and occupancy started growing. The consequences of that shift would become increasingly visible as Dubai Marina matured into one of the most recognizable waterfront districts in the world. One of the biggest reasons people call Dubai Marina a ghost town comes from a simple observation. Look up at the towers after sunset, and you'll notice something unusual. In many buildings, a large number of windows remain completely dark. For first-time visitors, the sight can be surprising. These are some of the most expensive residential towers in the region, yet entire sections appear unoccupied. Naturally, questions begin to arise. Are these apartments empty? Has demand collapsed? Is Dubai Marina secretly struggling? The reality is far more complex. Many of these units are owned by people who live in other countries and only visit Dubai occasionally. Some owners use their apartments for holidays a few weeks each year. Others keep them as long-term investments, waiting for property values to increase. There are also units that move in and out of the short-term rental market, creating periods where apartments sit vacant between guests. This creates a unique visual effect. A building may be financially successful and largely sold out, yet still appear partially empty on any given night. The design of Dubai Marina adds to this perception. The district was built with wide roads, spacious walkways, and towering structures that can make even busy areas feel less crowded than they actually are. Compared to older cities with narrow streets packed with pedestrians, the marina's scale can create an illusion of emptiness. However, critics argue that the issue goes beyond appearances. They believe that when too many properties become investment vehicles rather than homes, neighborhoods lose some of the energy that comes from permanent residence. Streets become quieter. Communities become less connected. And the district begins to feel more like a collection of assets than a living neighborhood. Whether that's a problem or simply a new model of urban development remains a matter of debate. The story of Dubai Marina is really a story about money, investment, and the changing nature of modern cities. Over the last 2 decades, real estate has become one of the world's most popular investment assets. Wealthy individuals, corporations, and international investors increasingly purchase property not because they need a place to live, but because they see real estate as a safe place to store wealth. Dubai positioned itself perfectly to benefit from this trend. With its modern infrastructure, business-friendly policies, strategic location, and reputation for rapid growth, the city attracted buyers from every corner of the globe. Dubai Marina quickly became one of the most sought-after addresses in the emirate. Investors saw luxury apartments with waterfront views as valuable assets that could generate rental income while potentially increasing in value over time. As demand surged, developers continued building. Tower after tower entered the market. Thousands of new units became available. But rapid development can create challenges. When supply expands faster than the number of permanent residents, vacancies naturally appear. Some apartments remain unsold. Others sit empty while owners wait for better market conditions. Some are occupied only seasonally. This doesn't necessarily mean the district is failing. In fact, many investors continue to view Dubai Marina as a successful and desirable market. Yet the visual impact remains impossible to ignore. Visitors see empty balconies, dark windows, and quiet streets and assume something must be wrong. In reality, what they're witnessing may be a side effect of a global investment economy. Dubai Marina isn't simply competing as a neighborhood anymore. It's competing as a financial asset on an international stage. And when real estate becomes part of a global investment network, the needs of investors and the needs of communities don't always align perfectly. But the debate persists. Is Dubai Marina a thriving residential district, or is it primarily an investment hub disguised as a neighborhood? The answer depends largely on who you ask and what you believe a city should ultimately be.